game is starting, so no bait this time. Let's look at the teams for the third game of the day. Oh, we're already in.
We're already in. Here we go,
Hello.
ladies and gentlemen. GameWard, Karmine Corp. GameWard on a 2-0 run. KC 0-2 in the last week. And we'll see what is different as we get right into it. It will be Reckless on the Jinx. We hit on it. A lot of solo queue games, and it's always a tell whenever you see Reckless spam something. It's like, all right, well, we know what they're looking at for tomorrow, right? And I think this is where we find a lot of comfort for him in particular. But Cabochard playing another one of these carried tops here. We'll see how he's going to be able to do up against the Jace. This might also call for a lot of jungle attention here as well from Akabane and 113.
Wouldn't surprise me, although so far it's unclear. I mean, it seems like 113 is going to solo start at the top side, so I guess for the moment, he's going to play towards that bottom lane. And I mean, to be fair, you got Jinx Leona. I think you're going to be just fine playing into that Senna and Rakan as long as you get some of that early lane pressure. If 113 shows up at the right opportunity, goes for a 3 camp, 4 camp, clear, for a gank, you can get this game on the right foot here for Karmine Corp. Get a kill into Reckless's pocket. Akabane, on the other hand, I mean, Gwen, again, it's tough to find ganks unless there is CC with you already in the lane. Melanik playing Jace, it's not quite there, but sure. I mean, for the most part, Cabochard, if he gets on top of some of these trades, he might be able to get the shove, and that will be the gank opportunity Akabane's looking for.
See how Inax does on the Senna here, as he's found all of his wins on the Jhin. The Jhin was left up, but has chosen to go with a different pick this time around. So we'll see if GameWard can also find a win on something a little bit different here for as far as their team composition. Akabane's going to go all the way around the ward so that they have a tougher time tracking him, but they certainly know that he started on the red side. And now we'll see what 113 decides to do. Is he going to go for the Gromp right into bot lane? You already have the pushing bot lane, so you might be looking for something mid too, because we know Checolad, we haven't really touched on him too much here, Beatdown, but I mean, he is really the pillar of this team. He's been one of the biggest standouts. We've seen him, just do some incredible things so far, and he's already finding, a lot of early poke up against Seiken in the early levels. Yeah,
I mean, it is what you expect in this matchup here, but the all-in is something to be very careful of with champions like LeBlanc. But that's right, Checolad has just been playing really well overall, I think, on this roster. And when I say they should be playing to Melanik, I really mean like solo laners in general. Both Checolad and Melanik do need this attention, I think, if you want this team to continue succeeding the way they have been. And I mean, Checolad on this pick, like you said in draft standard, that's what we like to see.
That's the knock-up under tower. Terra is only level 2, but doesn't need the second tower shot. 113 is here, but he's a little isolated from his team. He has to flash away. Are they going to go for the redive? Yes, they will. Huntera makes the flash play. Inax goes down. Will there be a trade? No, there will not. They find both. And 113 gets the double early.
Wow, that was a little dangerous for a little while. We got a little scared there. So extra summoners have to be blown, but ultimately very positive play. As you say, double for 113. Crowd's got to love that one. A lot of Karmine Corp fans here today. And it ultimately is a big play. You force Inax and Camelius. They lose out on a good amount of farm. What, a wave? Maybe a wave and a half. So they're going to be far behind in gold and XP at the moment here. And like we can see kind of how this one played out. The trades were actually going pretty positively for Inax, but ultimately the Ignite forced the flash and cleanse here, and you can see it. Huntera rather, had all the health he needed to set up the rest of this.
Oh, he sure did. And well, that W on Leona, it certainly eats up some damage, doesn't it, right?
He's level 3!
Eats 2 tower shots, a little bit of a safeguard coming in there as well, but tanky for sure here. Huntera feeling good about eating all those shots up, so that 113 now has the lead, and this is what we wanted to see, Beatdown. 113 having some early success, getting himself in a spot where he's able to create some early advantages, get his laners ahead, and on top of that, GameWard also end up losing a lot of that XP, a lot of that gold as that dive ended up coming through.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. You can already see the CS lead starting to build here. Reckless.
He's back. He's back.
Oh my god.
He's back. 113's back, baby.
Oh my god.
This is what we expected, man. I like this. The early aggression from lane to lane. This is what we saw so much of in a lot of the offseason when they were playing those show matches up against Koi. It was 113, all over the map, finding kills, just creating pressure, and it's honestly perfect because Akabane's on this Gwen. He needs time to get there to be able to match what 113 is currently doing.
And that's what you love to see, that activity. For the most part, you're likely not going to be able to be answered here, and with this vision setup, I mean, it's already known that Akabane is in the area. 113 playing more like the early game junglers that we want to see, and that's just going to do wonders for K-Corp so far in the early game here. He already has that Iron Spike Whip. He can continue looking for fights. Oh my god, is he going to do it? I thought he was going to do it.
Karmine will be a little further ahead for as far as XP, but I think 113 will go back. He'll do his Gromp. That'll probably be his level 5. Checolad was throwing down some assist pings in the mid lane just to make sure that he is going to be completely safe, shoving this one out. And Camilius as well is going to walk over and start to clear out some of that vision so that he does have the safety needed up against the LeBlanc that at any point in time can set up that play.
That's right, and I mean, with 113 already forcing the flash out, does really help that he gets that cover from his jungler. And now, interestingly enough, he is in an interesting spot, but I guess he's walking away. Okay, he wants to reward the rapid spit. Oh my god.
All in. That's a flash there from Melanic to make sure that he did not get hit with the stun, or else Cabochard might have had enough in the tank to be able to find that solo kill. He was fully stacked out, and with a bit of that top pressure, it looks like they're going to make the call. They're going to set up the play here in the bot side, start up the dragon, and KC just kind of flexing their muscles right now in the bot lane up against Inact and Camilius.
This is so gross. Like, so much of this gold and XP is being lost here. The cannon is gone. They're losing all these minions because they know their jungler is far away and 113 is close by. Then all these plates as well going over to Reckless is just accelerating this Jinx into the later parts of the game here. It's just so unreal, so clean from K-Corp.
Akabane's kind of just getting, pulled around the map right now. He's got strings above him that we can't see, of course, in the game. But, it's like Checolad's like, I need help pushing out mid. And then Botlane's like, well, we're in a bad spot. We already got dove. I have no flash, so Inax can't really walk up safely. And Akabane has to constantly be here to cover for his teammates. And now to make matters worse, Melanic also does not have his flash. So he could be open, susceptible to a gank here if 113 wants to come up to the top side, which he will be coming up here to clear some of his top cans. So we'll see if they set up a dive. Seiken as well has so much setup, and this is something that I think is perfect for a draft like this, where it does feel like they actually have a lot of tools to be able to enable 113 in the lane. It's not just the Tristana sitting down low, just pounding on the tower or whatever it might be, or having this Viego where you don't really have a lot of opportunities to set up the plays here. But it's been a good start, and well, because of it, it's a 1K goal lead for KC.
Right, and you can see it. The pink ward Melanic placed down, doing a lot of work here so far. But ultimately, because Melanic has to respect and back off of the wave, look at this. The wave is likely going to get shoved in. At least that's the goal. So we have a skirmish going on mid lane. Okay, here it comes. 113
did go over the wall. I don't know if there's lethal here. And, well, Melanic dodging out of the stun, make sure that there isn't. But just more pressure is going to force him to back. But 113 doesn't have the level 6.
No, not quite. I think that would have gone very differently had he done so. But I think applying the pressure is still a very nice thing because you force him to recall. He has to walk his way back without the teleport. Sure. But now, interestingly enough, GameWard, they find this opportunity to be able to go for this Rift Herald. But this is tough. Look at Inax at the moment. Yeah, he's level 4. He's so behind in XP. If Cabochard just sneezes on him, Senna is going to die. But luckily, the numbers will force Cabochard to just think for a second, you know what, it's fine. We'll let it go.
Yeah, it's a big team play just to try to make sure that they get something. They're not bleeding more resources, but this allows Reckless to just be free in the bot lane on the Jinx. Might be able to come away with the tower plate, maybe even the second. We'll see if he sticks around for it. I mean, he has all the control with his teammates also moving down here to provide vision for him.
Man, this is tough because we're at this point now, too, where it's Senna, you don't necessarily play the fasting anymore. You don't buy the support items. So the CS discrepancy is definitely not by design. Down 40 CS at the moment. Reckless, all this alone time up 3 levels. Insane gold, and will very likely get this turret just because you know that presence from GameWard was there on the top side of the map. And it's okay when I said you drafted this to try and kind of neutralize that early laning phase so you can just play for later on into the game, play through other lanes. But these are leads that are extremely difficult to come back from.
I mean, Inax just hit level 5. I think Camilius is higher level than him right now.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're right.
I think he might be. I mean, he grabs a little bit of that wave, so maybe it's kind of evened itself out. But Reckless gets the solo tower. He is massive on this Jinx at the moment. The bot lane so far behind, and now KC, knowing that Reckless is going to be taking a reset, are going to start to put some pressure in the top side on Melanic, who realizes something's up.
Yeah, I mean, good respect. Just understanding, hey, you know what? I haven't seen that LeBlanc in lane. Where's Seiken at? I don't know. Okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and, oh, no.
Oh, that's the kick flash, baby. And, well, it might be able to return some damage there. Checolad did drop down the Chaos Storm. Not enough. Seiken responds and will be able to find the pickup there on Checolad.
There it is. Karmine Corp's jungler, 17 years old. This is what we wanted to see, Austin. He's just been all over the map, part of every single kill, and he's going to be part of another, it looks like, as he's walking his way down with his support, and let's GameWard pay their respects.
2-0-1, 1-1-3, keeping it rolling right now. And wow, you go back to that gank that happened around level 2, and did it ever punish them? You're feeling it, and well, that goalie that was 1K just minutes ago has now escalated up to about 3,000. And it is getting a little out of hand. Melanik will be having his flash up very soon, so that means he might be able to get a little bit more aggressive up against Cabochard here. But now, Cabochard is what we like to call. Usually we say it's full build once he gets the Vamped Acceptor, but now he's actually quote-unquote full builds here as he's picked up his first item.
Yeah, laying on the Rune King for Irelia is absolutely an insane spike coming through. Cabochard, he's a menace now. It's official. It's done. Everyone else on the side of GameWard, they have to be very wary of this Irelia, and this is tough now too, because you think about it. A lot of this gold lead, let's be honest, it's the 80 carries. All the plates, turret gold, and everything that's gone through, it's Reckless finding that lead. So now, with both 80 carries on this bottom side of the map, I think GameWard are in an okay position if they want to try and fight it out. I mean, you see Akabine has rushed that Nashor's Tooth. It is a big deal for the Gwen to have that one. The damage is already quite good. If they manage to do something with this, maybe get placed on the top side and kind of get Melanik out of the laning phase, this could still be very positive for them.
Well, it looks like the play will be to drop the Rift as you alluded to, but 1-1-3 is here. Are they going to try to respond to it? Seiken goes in, bit of damage, but does get tagged up with the Grand Entrance here from Camelius. And no one really from GameWard wants to stick around, so they'll drop the Rift, but they're unable to secure the tower.
It would have been a nice bit of gold in their pocket. Uh-oh, look who's in trouble.
Seiken with the chain. Checolad has the flash, and we'll see if 1-1-3 can get his way in. A couple flashes coming up from GameWard. Pantera also dangerously low. Gets the heal from Reckless, and that'll keep him alive. Seiken goes back in with a distortion, and now Reckless is here. He is excited. It's looking great for KC as they'll find a 2-for-1 exchange, and Reckless still not done. Lands the zap, but finally will back down.
Karmine Corp, Austin. This is what we expected from this roster. GameWard improving, they're not interested in any of that. They are running this early game.
Cabochard, solo bolo, potentially. That's the knockback. No flash for either top laner, but look who's here.
No.
Reckless is setting up a bit of a gank. I think he realizes I'm low on HP. Don't want to risk it. I can certainly get popped.
Yeah, especially with the TPs coming through mid, but everything going so well for K-Corp. In the early minutes of the game here, we're hitting 13. TP's about to unleash, plates about to drop, and everything is going well for K-Corp. The fact that they're now going to be able to go pick up their second dragon of the game, continue stacking this up, and they're still in a position where they can keep making plays because ultimately they do still have a bit of this engage problem. Rakan is very good, don't get me wrong, when it comes to engaging. But what he does so well makes up for the fact that he is squishy. So unless he finds a monstrous engage with how far behind GameWard are, you think people like Seiken, Reckless with how strong they are at the moment, he's not going to exist very long.
No, he's got to make that flash charm in the great
entrance and then
dip right out of there and hope his teammates have enough damage to find the kills. I'm on the same page as you. Not going to be easy, but that is now a second dragon picked up here. That was the Cloud that was secured. It's now 2 on the board for Karmine Corp. It is going to be an Ocean Soul that we have to play for, which is probably bad news for GameWard with some of the champions that are here for KC, as well as just how powerful it can be to stack up into the Soul. But now they're grouping as 3 in the mid lane, starting to create some pressure, seeing exactly what else they can take.
Yeah, and at this point, it's just about continuing to give turret gold over to Reckless here, and of course, having your bot lane rotate over to the mid lane once we get out of this laning phase. But ultimately, Reckless is still in such a commanding lead, up a kill, 40 CS, an unholy amount of XP compared to how far NX has had to climb his way out of here. And it's tough. But now that you know this is the case, Melanik, he's in trouble.
Oh, it's the chains. That's the damage. And 1-1-3 says thank you very much for kill number 3. First death there for Melanik as he is just going to be caught out of position. And now it looks like a Rift Herald start for KC.
It's going to be that easy. It's something they could use to just continue dropping turrets here. They could look for that play in the mid lane. Whereas even though they are trading on the other side of the map, objective bounties are up also for the side of GameWard, but ultimately it's still going to be very positive for K-Corp here. You don't mind losing that turret. Seiken's still going to be there to pick up all the farm that he needs. And now it's mid lane where you have to set your sights on because of Inax who just wants a little smidgen of farm, Austin.
Once
again,
man.
Once again, he's going to have to walk away. Because look, Herald's gone. You think to yourself, oh God, they're coming mid, aren't they?
Yeah, NX has had a tough go here so far, to say the least. But
a little bit.
It will be another tower over. Rift Herald still in play for 1-1-3 whenever he wants to use that. That very well could be the mid lane tower here soon. But a couple of resets being taken for Calvashard, for Huntera, getting back out on the map. Going to refresh those wards up so that he can start to ward everything like around the mid lane. A lot of pings are coming down. It looks like maybe could be something for GameWard wanting to set it up on Rectus, or at the very least they're probably realizing that KC's next play might be in the mid lane with the Rift.
Yeah, I mean, it makes the most sense. The only outer tower remaining, I think top is still up, actually, but I don't think it's as important at the moment here. So it's just going to be, okay, yeah, that's gone. So really mid is the only place they can really drop it here. But right now, interestingly enough, they're moving into the top side jungle there for K-Corp. Just because Melanik, he was walking up just a little bit, trying to see if they can get a pick on this top laner who they've already taken out before. And that would all but guarantee maybe 2 turrets with this Herald, but for the moment, they're very happily going to go for 1. Worth noting, 1-1-3 has the kick if he wants to go in.
Well, that's the charge, and I'm sure KC just going to settle for that. Happy with now another mid lane tower out of the picture. That's going to be a total of 3 towers here across the board, extending this goal lead to over 4,000 now, as they're going to push GameWard right out of their own blue quadrant here. Just going to take away whatever resources they possibly can before resetting.
And this is tough. I mean, Akubena at the moment does have a bit of a CS lead, but if you got to imagine with the kills coming through for 1-1-3, he's keeping it even. And Akubena's had a lot of trouble really outputting damage in some of these skirmishes. It just feels like not a single fight is on GameWard's terms, because K-Corp are the ones pushing the pace, keeping things fast and hard that GameWard can't actually do much about it. And I mean, speaking of not doing much about it, Melanik's probably dead.
Yeah, it looks like it could be a solo kill here for Calvashard, and well, he's going to come in. Even the ultimate from Senna, the Dawning Shadow, not enough to save Melanik. Calvashard starting to take over in the side lane.
Yeah, and it really hurts because I was watching Melanik's flash timer. It came up like right as he died, which, I mean, he probably would have died anyway, but that is a brutal realization to come through here. And there it is. You're at this point where who's going to deal with Calvashard in the side lane? It's going to require that over commitment to stop him from winning out on the split, pushing these waves, threatening these turrets. And what does that mean? If you deal with him on the top side with more than one person, you open yourself up to losing more dragons. We have an Ocean Soul here on the docket that K-Corp are very slowly stacking their way towards.
18 minutes in the game. And Checolad wants to try to get another tower here, but while that happens, they can start to get some damage done on the tier 2. Melanik, he has the flash, but 1-1-3 is here. Will he try to look for the Sonic Wave? It looks like he's not going to. Cornelius is nearby, can assist Melanik as need be, but that Jinx shreds the towers, and Cornelius will have to back away as well. So another tower going over, but you do at least trade it. You get an objective bounty here as well, as they'll take down the tier 1 in the top lane.
I think Akubena is there just to help shove. Maybe they wanted to threaten the tier 2, but I don't know if you want to dive Calvashard at the moment here. So I'm kind of hoping they just walk away from that one. Oh!
An axe. Oh,
yeah.
That is so much damage. I mean, I think I blinked there for a second, and he just disappeared. Little magic trick from Seiken, and 1-1-3. And, well, with the magic trick, it'll also be the dragon disappearing here very soon. It should be the third one for KC.
Yeah, unfortunately, not as quickly as Inax disappeared. Man, popped like a balloon, and they're looking for more.
Oh, that's the Mega Death Rocket. We'll be able to at least get some damage down, but more or less just to force them back, let them know that the territory inside of the jungle is not theirs, and they are not welcome. And there's 1-1-3 on the third objective. Third dragon, one off of that Ocean Soul now.
And what a tough spot to be in if you're GameWard. Down 6,000 gold in this position where all your scaling picks are just so far behind at the moment here. The only one in a halfway decent spot now is basically Checolad, who's honestly only slightly ahead on CS, but still down a handful of kills. Seiken has been racking it up at the moment here, so there isn't much GameWard can play through at the moment. It's about picks. If they can find someone, if Cornelius can get the flash charm you're talking about, and they get some high-value target here. Maybe they get Reckless. Maybe they somehow get Calvashard with a play like that. And I mean, I think they're thinking the same thing because look where they're going.
Yeah, that ward will spot them as they come back in, but they're going to go all the way around here. So It's a risky play.
wave.
Oh no, this is not looking good for GameWard. They have risked it all, and now the TPs are going to start to come through. Cabashard is going to be the target. The knockup is there. Cabashard will go down. Checolad claims the kill. Reckless gets one's back, and now he's getting excited in the back line. Reckless is going to go absolutely bonkers. That's the Quadra. Oh my goodness, Reckless with the penta kill.
This is the 80 carry we talked about being top 5 of all time. Karmine Corp pull it together in week 4 as they dismantle GameWard. The crowd is losing it. K-Corp are winning it, and I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either. We were waiting for Reckless to show up, and it took the jinx. And now the Baron goes down. KC, they are so far ahead. And they're even going to wait a little longer here to take that down, make sure it goes over to everyone. But oh my goodness, Beatdown will take another look on this desperation play from GameWard.
And I like this. The team was already kind of having an inkling, like, okay, I think Cabashard is in trouble here, but the wave is what really gives them the idea. And this is the thing, the picks come through like we were expecting, but the problem ends up being Reckless. He gets the rocket, so he gets the assist, meaning the excitement comes through. He joins the fight very quickly, and at this point, with how strong you are on the side of K-Corp, there's no way you get the 2 picks in this 5v5 and don't expect to lose everything else in the process.
Oh man. And now things got so much harder. Look at the items coming in. 2 items. You have a BF sword, you have a pickaxe. You're so close to being able to complete that Infinity Edge. And while you look at Inax, and well, he's got his first item. He's working on a tier, still does not have tier 2 boots. It is very tough
Struggle
for the 80 carry right now on GameWard. But let's see what ends up happening in the top lane. Checolad wants to get some damage down. I think he realizes his base is likely up for grabs for KC as they have set up the bot wave, and they're going to start to break open the base.
Yeah, it's worth noting he did get the, oh, hold on.
Oh!
See ya!
Goodbye. Akabe no longer in
They're
the
just
fight,
gonna look.
sent to the gray screen, and KC, we have seen them jump the gun before. Are they going to try to play for the end? There's no jungler in the mix. And while you're so squishy, that's 113 goes in. Try to set up the kick, but now the charm and the Grand Entrance right back on him. We'll be able to take him down. So the jungler falls for KC, but it is going to be a lot of damage done, a lot of structures following in the base for the side of GameWard.
K-Corp, even though 113 definitely got ahead of himself there, ultimately you are not worse for wear. You take down 2 inhibitors, and that means when this dragon comes up, you got supers pushing into mid and bot. GameWard have so much against them at the moment here, and it's just so difficult. The only thing really they have to look forward to now is that Checolad spent a lot of time in the side lane, got a lot of farm, objective bounties coming through, some turrets on his own, and look at him. He is getting close to that 3rd item. We're on 12-2, so that Lich Bane is a lot better than before. You do get more Sheen procs now off of it, so in this team fight, he is the one to look for. If he can stay alive to do damage, what did I just say?
Oh my God! Checolad is gone. Seiken pops him like a balloon. And boy, oh boy, the mid laner now out of the picture for 30 seconds. KC, they might be looking for the base.
Oh, Seiken's looking for the Carnival Austin. He's looking for balloon after balloon. He's so fed on the LeBlanc, and this is a 5v4. They have Baron, they have everything they need.
TP's coming in, 1 Nexus tower already low. Melanic going to be chunked out, but Inax has to back to the base and start to regen that health. Reckless moving forward, has the Gale Force back. The Dawning Shadow comes out, but that's going to be Huntera at the front of it all. Could end up dropping down, but the Nexus is being taken down, and Karmine